wish I told you a story. It was a really good ghost story. So like, it's pretty. Okay. Me and Sam, who I wrote that song with, we were on a road trip once in the desert. Who believes in ghosts?
Yeah!
A good 18%. I do. Do you, Robin? Yeah. She's open to it. So yeah, we were in the desert and we were driving along, and I just met him, and I was kind of like, he could be a total murderer, and I've just got in his fucking car, and it was like 50 miles either way to any like street light even or gas station. We were driving along like this, and he just like screamed, and I was like, oh no, he is crazy. And he like sped off, and I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, did you see that? And I was like, see what? And he was like, this thing. And he's like, it was really tall, and it was like doing this and gliding. And I was like, oh no, he's on drugs. But also I was just like, fuck, if there's a, fuck off. That was my first, I've got Tourette syndrome, that was my first tick in front of an audience, it went all right. That's another thing I've got adult onset Tourette syndrome, which means that I had a good portion of my life not having to worry about it. So it's a bit weird to have it now. Anyway, so oh yeah, and I was like, if this is a person who's in the middle of the desert on their own, they could totally die of hypothermia, so we've got to go back. So we did a little wiggle around, and then we drove along and there was nothing happening. And I was like, he's fucking hallucinated this. And then, on my passenger side, this fucking thing, honestly, 7 feet tall, like no face, and it was in like a cloak, and it had like white hands, and it was just doing, you know, Mars Attacks? Yeah. You know, they're like Lady Alien. It was like that, floating, and I was like, oh my god, it was honestly one of the scariest things, because I've seen ghosts, but this thing was like physically solid, and we drove off, and then the next exit was Houghton Road, which is my last name, and the exit after that was Herring Road, which is his last name. And then it was in Barstow, and I looked it up on a map, and I was like, yeah. And then I emailed him like 3 years later, and I was like, did this happen? And he's like, oh, yeah. And if it makes you believe it anymore, he's not. What?
We need a smoke machine from James.
We're both allergic to smoking. Me and Kate, you've got exactly the same like health conditions. We've both got a heart thing that means that if our heart's triggered, it goes like ba 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 ba, and then you've got to like get the doctors to like swing your legs back. So no smoke machines for us. Anyway, okay. I really love this song. Oh, good. Good. Okay, I'm just gonna have one sip. I should have made you come back on a little bit later. I'm sorry you've had to all wait. But you all look really good. Best looking band I've ever had. I'm not gonna say that in London though, because some of them are old band now. Alright. Okay. Life lessons written on my wall. I try my best just to ignore the feelings spilling out of me. You touch my body and I cry. I swear that I don't wanna die, just don't feel like it belongs to me. I love my band. I love you guys. I'm gonna introduce them. Robin Walker on vocals. Katie Ryle on guitar. Connie Dixon also on guitar. Eddie Scott on bass. Joe Cooper on the drums.
Can I just say, Bex's so nervous that she's going to get all of our names wrong and like just forget all of our names for absolutely no reason. So, and she didn't.
No, although I did just ask Robin what her last name is. I've literally known her for years. The thing is, I was on a tour years ago and I had this bass player who was a kind of like an emergency bass player. He was also a bit sexist, so I don't really mind. But couldn't fucking remember his name when I was on stage, and it happened one time at the beginning of the tour. And then it just became a thing, and and he got angrier and angrier after every show. And then, so now it's just become a thing where it's just like, if I forget anyone's name, especially people that I know and love, that just makes me look like such a tit.
But you didn't.
I did! Shaking it all off. Also, we've got Jimmy Cleveland, who is the TM, and he's doing loads of great stuff. He's in a really good band called Martha. Alright, another old one. This is called, oh actually I was thinking when we were doing Blame, that's kind of like the sequel to Glad We Broke Up. Because it's about the same guy. That's all the vitriol. Okay, this is Buddy. So